Everybody's looking at the box score, but what if I told you that's not where the real story lives? The truth is hidden in the bullpen matchups, the strikeout splits, the sneaky prop lines the sportsbooks don't want you to notice. Tonight, it's not just about who wins, it's about how to win with them. If you've been searching for sharp MLB predictions, betting angles, and props that actually cash, you're in the right place. The Miami Marlins host the Washington Nationals tonight, a matchup rich in intrigue, betting value, and star power. On the mound for Miami is Eury Perez, 4-5, 3.46 ERA, 96 kiloseconds in 75 IP, the young fireballer with a devastating slider and mid-90s fastball. When his command is dialed, he's a strikeout machine. When it slips, traffic and pressure mount. Opposite him, Washington sends Josiah Gray, 11-9, 3.95 ERA, 168 kiloseconds in 163 IP, the seasoned righty who consistently racks Ks with his cutter-slider mix, but whose whip hovers above 1.25, leaving the door open for big innings. This duel pits youth's upside against veteran poise, and the public is split, with live models giving roughly a 52 to 53% edge to home field Marlins. Sources: ESPN probable pitchers, team stat pages, betting projection models. Bullpen strength matters here. Miami's relievers, like Okert and Cabrera, have been reliable in high leverage, high strikeout frames, tight late innings. Washington's pen, by contrast, ranks near the league's bottom in inherited run percentage and high leverage era. If Gray exits early or gets rocked, the Nationals' pen could crater. Backing Miami team totals becomes a sharper value. Conversely, if Perez stutters, Washington's pen may force a late showdown, ideal for props or second-place SGP legs. At the plate, Jazz Chisholm Jr. is the marquee weapon, 33 hours, .950 ops, capable of solo shots that shift momentum. Bryce Brown and John Beardy tackle the top with improved OBP and run-scoring savvy. National offensive danger lives with Keibert Ruiz and Lane Thomas, both swing for the fence's bats but lacking consistency. The offensive edge tilts toward Miami, deeper, more athletic, and aligned for bounce-back. Key prop angles: Eury Perez over 6.5 kiloseconds, his swing-and-miss ceiling versus a contact-heavy Nats offense. Josiah Gray over 5.5 kiloseconds, live if commands slider early. Jazz Chisholm over 1.5 total bases. Lane Thomas over total bases, high variance, lower confidence. Totals markets will be live. Models set the game near 8.5, which feels tight. Lean over 8.5 if Perez exits early or if Washington scrambles through first frames. Otherwise, under 8.5 plays if Gray controls strikes through 5. Best single bets: Marlins ML plus Perez over Ks, clear value if he stays efficient. Chisholm TB over 1.5, elite contact and power setup. Parlay SGP builds. Safe SGP, Marlins ML plus Perez 7 plus Ks plus Chisholm 1 plus TB. Aggressive parlay, Marlins minus 1.5 plus Chisholm hour plus under 9 total. High reward if Miami controls early and Gray fades. Game narrative: first pitch, Perez zeroes through the faces of Ruiz and Thomas with heavy adrenaline. In the second, Chisholm uncorks a 420-foot missile, Marlins lead. Gray responds in the fourth, 6 up 6 down, flicker management. Mid-game, Beardy scraps on base, Marlins tack another run via Brown's sac fly. Perez exits after 6 dominant innings and 7 kiloseconds. Nationals troop out the pen, but inherited runners score. Final frames: Miami's relievers lock it, Washington's pen fizzles, significance on the board for next night's pivot. A pivotal Monday showdown at Progressive Field. The Cleveland Guardians 71-70 host the Kansas City Royals 73-69, both teams deeply in the AL wild card hunt and desperate for leverage. The mound matchups are set. Cleveland sends Slade Cecconi, 5-6, 4.78 ERA, 91 Ks, to toe the slab, while Kauffman Stadium sends rookie righty Ryan Bergert, 2-1, 2.79 ERA, 56 Ks, for Kansas City. Cecconi carries mid-4 ERA baggage and strikeout upside when he spots that fastball. Bergert has been stable, efficient, and able to carve through lineups if he keeps the zone clean. Bullpen leverage tracks strongly in Cleveland's favor. Their late-inning relievers have tightened leverage situations with elite strikeout rates and high inherited run effectiveness. Meanwhile, KC's pen, while improved, still ranks in the bottom half for late-game saves and stranded runners. Clear leverage. If the Guardians' offense digs in early, their bullpen tightens the vault. If Bergert stumbles, Kansas City faces bullpen toil. Offensive matchups key off Jose Ramirez and Steven Kwan for Cleveland. Same old heart, high contact, gap-to-gap thump. For the Royals, Bobby Witt Jr. .300 with 27-hour and 40 SB, and MJ Melendez offer athleticism and power, high-ceiling tools but streaky. Plate discipline charts favor KC in contact and swing rate, but Cleveland's lineup remains more fearful with timely hit execution. Prop value setups. Bergert over 5.5 kiloseconds, high strikeout ceiling if his fastball is live. Cecconi under 6.5 kiloseconds, fade if KC's contact game stays sharp. Witt Jr. over 1.5 terabytes, his balanced skill set against a shaky Cleveland bullpen. Ramirez over 1.5 terabytes, contact quality meets opportunity. Market context. Odds are razor close, with public models splitting ML almost 50-50. Totals begin around 8.5, lean small over 8.5 if you respect pace here, or under in a bullpen-controlled narrative. Best bets. Lean Guardians ML when Cecconi holds early. Place safe Witt Jr. 1+ TB prop due to athletic upside. If live, pivot to Cecconi under 6.5 kiloseconds against his 4.78 ERA weaknesses. SGP parlay builds. Hold safe SGP. Guardians ML plus Ramirez TB over plus under 9 total. Balanced. Witt Jr. TB over plus Bergert over Ks plus under 9. High variance parlay. Royals ML plus Witt Jr. HR plus Bergert 6 plus Ks. A bold touchdown value stack. Interactive game flow. First pitch, Cecconi hammers in a 94-mile-per-hour gas, mows down Witt Jr. with elevated slider, 1-2-3 frame. Witt returns fire in the second, double into gap, setting an early tone. Bergert storms through 3 innings, limiting damage. Mid-game, KC makes noise, run perhaps via Witt Jr.'s hustle or Melendez's lift. But the Guardians counter in the fourth. Ramirez laces a 2-out double and Kwan brings him home. Pitchers dual shapes. Bergert exits into the KC pen at 85 pitches, Cecconi hangs in. Last innings. Cleveland's arms lock, Kansas City conjures little against hard-throwing relievers. Live props cash, line moves confirm edge. Citizens Bank Park ignites tonight as the New York Mets swing into Philadelphia for Game 3, and the bridge between pitching prowess and offensive threat could define this pivotal tilt. The mound canvas. Sean Manaea, Mets, 1-2, 5.60 ERA, 59 kiloseconds in 45 IP, squaring off against the Phillies' craft master Ranger Suarez, 11-6, 2.89 ERA. 128 kiloseconds in 137 IP. Suarez's command is elite, keeping his ERA sub -3.00 and challenging hitters to fight elevated and off-speed edges. Manaea, on the other hand, lives and dies on his cutter-change duo. Strikeouts spike when his feel is sharp. Early trouble often leads to quick hooks due to high pitch counts. Bullpens layer in the win narrative. Philly closes with top-tier late-game arms like Jose Alvarado and Matt Strong, capable of mashing shutdown sequences. The Mets also have bullpen firepower. Led by Edwin Diaz, one of the most dominant closers, who's red-hot and anchoring the ninth with elite whiffs and execution. But the margin tilts slightly toward Philadelphia, where bridge relievers post tighter high-leverage strand rates. At the plate, the Phillies flex with Kyle Schwarber, 49 HR, 119 RBI, and Bryce Harper's veteran impact, late-game pressure at its finest. The Mets counter with Juan Soto, 37 hours, and the dynamic Pete Alonso, both capable of one-swing trajectory shifts. Philly baseball is deeper, more relentless, while the Mets lean high-variance heavy artillery. Prop value lines. Suarez under 6.5 kiloseconds, fadeable if he's early contact heavy. Manaea over 5.5 kiloseconds, live if he spots cutters and gets swing and miss. Schwarber anytime HR, undeniable route to profits with his power profile. Soto over 1.5 total bases, multi-base value every game. Mets team total over 4.5, viable when Manaea hangs in. Spread, total lean. The betting line places Phillies as slight favorites, pairing with a total around 8.5. Lean under 8.5 if Suarez carries deep. Consider over 8.5 if Manaea stumbles early or Diaz is the only path to late saves. Best singles. Suarez to dominate deep and Phillies ML, sharp anchor bet. Schwarber HR, high value standalone. Soto TB over 1.5, consistent multi-hit payoff. SGP, parlay ideas. Lean SGP, Phillies ML plus Schwarber hour plus under 8.5. Balanced. Manaea Ks over plus Soto TB over plus Mets team total over 4.5. High variance parlay. Mets ML plus Manaea over 6.5 kiloseconds plus Soto HR, high ceiling. Correlated narrative if Mets bats pop early. Narrative flow. First inning, Suarez works 1, 2, 3, clip off Alonso's chopper in the shift. Manaea talks heat and hangs a cutter, Schwarber crushes it into porch for early Philly bite. Mid-innings, Alonso splits the line and steals second, Suarez counters with a pair of Ks before 80 pitches. Late frames hinge on bullpen chess, with Diaz walking a tightrope, maybe a wild heater, maybe a lockdown wrap. Either way, this battle breaks clean. Elite craft versus power artillery, banks one or pays for daring multiple layers. The Georgia Heat sizzles as the Braves host the Cubs in a critical Game 4 showdown. On the mound for Atlanta is Joey Wentz, 5-5, 5.12 ERA, 75 kiloseconds, a lefty who's leaned on athleticism and breaking pitches to survive disappointing peripherals. The Cubs counter with Shota Imanaga, 9-6, 2.93 ERA, who brings curveball command, elite whip control, and strikeout parity from the right side. Cubs lean on finesse. Braves chase offense and bullpen leverage. This is strike zone control versus batting order disruption. Bullpens lean edge to Chicago. Their predictable management and high-leverage downloads cover more than Wentz's volatility. Braves rely on guys like Collins and Jansen for clean frames. Their efficiency shifts with starters who can't last 6 clean, a concern overstated in betting markets that priced overs is livelier than this game script suggests. Offense-wise, Atlanta loads run scorers. Matt Olson, Marcell Ozuna, Michael Harris too provides stats-rich firepower, but only when Wentz misses in the zone. Cubs counter with contact carpentry. Ian Happ, Seiya Suzuki, and Nico Horner control pace, create pressure, and load bases through disciplined at-bats. Prop targets are sharp. Imanaga over 5.5 kiloseconds, dominant at shallow strike zone, while Braves chase early. Happ over 1.5 total bases, mashes RHP when he gets the pitch he likes. Olson anytime HR, plus value if Wentz dips up. Under 9 runs. Gamers that come at this as control duel, limit full slugs. Best single bets. Lean Cubs minus 1.5 first 5 innings if Imanaga has his breaking pattern early. Small value on Olson 1 plus RBI, volume and baseline consistency. SGP, parlay ideas. Balanced builder. Cubs ML plus Imanaga over 6 kiloseconds plus Hap TB over, correlated if Cubs sees early lead. Aggressive stack. Braves plus 1.5 plus Olsenauer plus over 8.5 total, high variance for value buyers. Conservative. Under 9 plus Cubs TT under 4.5 for tight control fans. The Milwaukee Brewers 88-55 fire off against the Texas Rangers 73-70 in a critical matchup for playoff positioning. Verified by Odds Shark, Milwaukee will send Jose Quintana 11-5, 3.72 ERA to the mound, a veteran with elite sinker command, limiting hard contact and inducing weak fly balls. Texas's counter is still TBD according to MLB's probable pitcher listings, but what's clear is the matchup leans Brewers, elite arm versus a home lineup built around patience and power. Betting markets mirror the matchup's tilt. Milwaukee projects as slick moneyline favorites via numberfire's near 57% win probability model. The Rangers have been solid at home, winning over 66% when favored, but the books respect Quintana's reliability on the mound, and the matchup backing aligns accordingly. Bullpen strength favors Milwaukee. Their relievers bring elite 7th-9th inning whip control, strand runners consistently, and strike out in high-leverage moments. The Rangers' bullpen, while improved, remains vulnerable, especially in tight late frames. If Quintana can deliver length, the advantage is squarely faulting toward Milwaukee's arms. Offensively, the Rangers live in lineup balance, power from Adolis Garcia, when healthy, contact from Corey Seager, and run production from role players. Milwaukee, on the other hand, brings established threats. Christian Yelich .268 AVG, 27 HR, 92 RBI, and Sal Frelick high OBP hot bat who sees every pitch and drives pressure. Both lineups trade contact for sporadic power, but Milwaukee's is more propped up for value if the long ball fires. Prop angles that pop. Quintana over 5.5 kiloseconds at plus odds, value if Rangers are patient, wild dominoes into whiffs. Garcia anytime HR, his power profile atop the order remains elite, especially off lefties. Frelick over 1.5 total bases, consistent contact and OBP across first innings. Rangers team total under 3.5, especially sharp if Quintana breezes through 5, given bullpen skittishness. Totals hover near 8.5, model spread leans under if both pitching show control, over if Rangers push early and Milwaukee's offense wakes. Best single plays. Lean Brewers ML, sharp edge betting edge on Quintana and bullpen structure. Play Frelick TB over 1.5. Reliable barge through prop regardless of result. SGP, parlay setups. Steady SGP. Brewers ML plus Quintana Ks over plus Frelick TB over. Balanced build. Quintana over Ks plus Rangers TT under 4 plus Garcia hour. High variance parlay. Brewers minus 1.5 plus Garcia hour plus over 8.5 total. High payout if control fails. Game flow narrative. First pitch, Quintana's sinker buzzes at 94 miles per hour. Rangers hack misses and ground into the shift for outs. Early frames. Frelick drops a double into the gap on second visit. Yelich mashes a long fly off the bat. Lance McCullers has control issues and walks too, but Chicago fights it off. Mid-game. Garcia muscles a 430-foot shot, rekindles chase. Ranger bullpen threads through, but Milwaukee's is quicker. 3 strikeouts in 8th, closers lock tight sequences. Final nails drop, props cash, and model hold. The Los Angeles Angels lock horns with the Minnesota Twins, a clash where playoff positioning and betting lines hinge on pitcher matchups and mid-game momentum. For the Angels, Patrick Sandoval, 9-6, 3.92 ERA, 127 kiloseconds in approximately 140 IP, takes the wheel. A crafty lefty who succeeds when his slider and changeup operate off a mid to upper 80s fastball to coax weak contact. Minnesota counters with Pablo Lopez, 8'11", 4.20 ERA, 156 kiloseconds, a righty with sinker changeup depth and better than his record metrics, offering multi-inning promise when his command is crisp. Both are wily control arms, bait and tilt pitchers whose stat profiles suggest solid value yet uncover sharp edges for savvy bettors. Bullpen leverage favors the Angels. Relievers like Raisel Iglesias and Kevin Bedrosian carry spring-armed strikeout profiles and thrive in late innings. The Twins' pen, while not trash, has shown higher leverage leakage under duress, particularly when starters get knocked around early, an angle underlined by recent run-scoring swings. If Lopez stumbles, Minnesota's pen is suddenly brittle. If Sandoval exits early, the Angels' relief might just hold the line. Offensively, both teams emphasize power and patience. The Angels lean on Mike Trout .302, .412, .565, 31 HR, Anthony Rendon, and Nolan Ohtani's spark plug presence. Minnesota counters with Carlos Correa, Byron Buxton, when healthy, and the compact power of Jorge Polanco. The Twins have edged upward in run creation WRC+, recently but remain behind the Angels' top 75% offense in consistency. Prop angles firing hot. Sandoval over 5.5 kiloseconds, if he stays ahead and drops in whiffs. Lopez over 6.5 kiloseconds, tempting at a longer line, especially if Angels chase early. Trout anytime HR, payday potential every game. Correa over 1.5 total bases, his bat wakes at launch angles. Twins TT over 4.5, mid-line value if Lopez fades early. The market is razor tight. Models suggest a 52% lean Arizona style toward the Angels as slight favorites, with totals around 8. Lean under 8 if Sandoval and Lopez trade zeros deep. Shift to over 8 if swings go scoring early, or pen vulnerability bleeds late. Best single bets. Lean Angels ML if you trust Sandoval and bullpen edge. Play Trout over 1.5 terabytes or HR for power density. SGP parlay ideas. Balanced SGP. Angels ML plus Sandoval Ks over plus Correa TB over. Risk on build. Twins ML plus Lopez over Ks plus Polanco HR, if Twins sees early swing control. Payout stack. Angels minus 1.5 plus Trout hour plus over 8.5 total, big yield if Angels swing deep. Pitch 1. Sandoval pounds the zone, even, clean K for Trout weak contact. Lopez counters, inducing twin grounders through defense. Mid-game, Angels strike. Trout laces first pitch slider into gap, Rendon follows. Brooks' swing tugs blood. Lopez falters in fifth after loading bases, Angels cash in run. Twins push back in sixth. Correa doubles, Polanco singles, game tied. Seventh. Bullpen turnover. Angels insert Iglesias, mows down Hart. Twins turn to rookie Messers, get clobbered. Trout clears lights, late insurance. Final. Angels control until last breath. The San Diego Padres visit the Cincinnati Reds for a high-stakes tilt in the NL Wild Card chase. On the bump for San Diego is Michael King, 6-5, 3.50 ERA over 100 innings, a righty who lives on a cutting fastball, slider mix and pitches his best when ahead of the count. Opposite him, Cincinnati deploys Hunter Green, 8-8, 4.19 ERA. 168 kiloseconds in 136 IP, the flamethrower with triple-digit heat whose swing and miss arsenal can dominate but whose command has been spotty. This matchup is as much about control as it is about velocity. King's finesse contrasts with Green's raw, high-variance upside. Bullpen context tilts slightly towards San Diego. Their bridges and closers have averaged higher K9 and lower leverage ERA this summer. Cincinnati's pen, while improved, still ranks middle of the pack in inherited run prevention, so if Green exits early, the Reds' bullpen could crack, offering value on Padres' team totals. Conversely, if King walks batters in the fifth inning, the Padres' bullpen model might show as rattled and open for Reds' offense to exploit. Offensively, the Reds spread run producers across their lineup. Jonathan India, T.J. Friedl, and Elly De La Cruz provide contact, speed, and developing power. The Padres counter with elite top-tier damage. Manny Machado, Juan Soto, and timely depth from Jurickson Profar or Ha-Seong Kim. The run environments diverge. Cincy games favor contact and multi-hit pressure, whereas San Diego games lean on pull power and long at-bats to capitalize on mistakes. Sharp prop plays. Green over 7.5 kiloseconds, high strikeout swing potential if his command holds. King under 6.5 kiloseconds, fade if Reds press early with patient at-bats. Soto over 1.5 total bases, elite barrel data plus favorable home run splits. De La Cruz over 1.5 terabytes, speed and gap power create multi-base upside. Reds team total over 4.5 if Green stumbles early and bullpen usage escalates. Market context. Pre-series models give the edge to the Padres, approximately 55% win prob when factoring Green volatility and offense depth. Odds opened Padres ML -120, Reds +110, with total at 9. Sharp money has flowed toward value hinges, backing Green overs or Reds team totals as angle plays. Totals movement leans slight over, reflecting belief in offense production if both pitchers falter. Best single bets. Lean Reds TT over 4.5, volume of contact and matchup edge if Green misses. Place Soto over 1.5 terabytes as high confidence extra base hit play. SGP parlay stacks. Core stack. Reds ML plus De La Cruz TB over plus Green over Ks if you trust both sides. Balanced builder. Padres ML plus Soto TB over plus under 9 total if you believe King controls. High variance parlay. Reds -1.5 plus Soto hour plus Green 8 plus Ks, big payout correlated to chaos. First inning. Green struggles to find the zone, Soto laces a liner down the line. Reds answer with India single, De La Cruz doubles home a run. King settles in but loads bases in the fourth, Reds pressure but only one scores. Green departs after 5 uneven innings, Reds pen enters. Padres scrape a run via Machado solo shot in 6th. Late innings hinge on firepower. San Diego rallies with back-to-back extra base hits, Reds answer via frailty and speed. In the end, it's a high-octane slugfest, Ks fade, Pop wins, and your props and parlays light up accordingly. The Seattle Mariners 74-68 and St. Louis Cardinals 71-72 wage a pivotal Game 8 clash with MLB playoff vibes heavy on both sides. Seattle taps their ace Brian Wu 12-7, 2.92 ERA, 169 Ks, to start. A strikeout-driven phenom with control levels unprecedented for a rookie, entering the All-Star break with near Cy Young flashes, holding opponents to sub-.240 with elite K rate. Across the mound, St. Louis sends veteran Miles Mikolas 7-10, 4.89 ERA, 86 Ks, a craft lefty who succeeds by nailing corners and forcing contact, but his inflated ERA and reduced swing and miss presence frames this as an edge moment for Seattle. Bullpens favor Seattle. Their late-inning arms consistently deliver whiffs and strand inherited runners above 80%, anchoring many of Wu's extended starts. St. Louis relievers, while occasionally effective, haven't shown that level of dominance under duress. Seattle's home run power can rip through momentary lapses. Offensively, the Cardinals lean on Wilson Contreras 20 HR, 78 RBI, Alec Burleson .286 AVG, and veteran discipline from the lineup's heart. However, against Wu's upper-tier K arsenal, sealing their impact. Seattle counters with emerging star Julio Rodriguez and Cal Raleigh, heavy hit sources whose power can change games with one swing, especially at home. Sharp player props. Wu over 8.5 kiloseconds, Clear edge if he's locked and Cardinals chase early. Michaelis under 5.5 kiloseconds. Fade due to low SO profile and strike zone location. Julio Rodriguez over 1.5 total bases. Power plus ballpark equals upside. Contrast. Contreras anytime HR, only street. Lewis bat with consistent impact. Seattle team total over 4.5. If Cards, bullpen gives in. Market angles. Odds open Mariners ML -130. Cardinals +110. Models peg Seattle around 58% win probability, blending Wu's dominance with bullpen depth. ML entries from Action Network, public. Bets, scorecards. Totals closer to 8. Lean under 8 if Wu pitches deep, over 8 if Seattle's bats warm early. Best bets. Lean Mariners ML, smothered edge with Wu. Place lean bet on Wu over K's, value if his command persists. SGP, parlay angles. Balanced SGP. Mariners ML plus Wu over 8 kiloseconds plus Julio TB over. Contrarian split. Cardinals ML plus Contreras hour plus Michaelis under 5.5 kiloseconds. Risky, big reward. Payout builder. Mariners -1.5 plus Julio hour plus under 9 total. Big hit if narrative holds. Game narrative. First pitch. Wu starts with safety, zipping a cutter change duo for 2 early Ks. Stand-up crowd energy builds. In the second, Julio uncorks a 420-foot missile. Mariners take 1-0. Michaelis leaps into traffic, throws 50 in 2. Seattle adds another via Raleigh's gap leverage. Mid-game, Wu locks the zone, chains 7 innings with 9 kiloseconds. Cardinals threaten in 6th. Burleson doubles, Contreras grounds 1 into the shift, but inherited runners stranded. Late frames. Seattle pen locks, rally odds fade for St. Louis. Props cash. Totals unders realize. Oracle Park lights up for Game 9 as the Giants 72-70 host the Diamondbacks 72-71 in a battle with playoff stakes and betting juice. Probable pitchers. Logan Webb 13-9, 3.17 ERA, 194 Ks, takes the mound for San Francisco, a dependable righty who grinds deep into contests with heavy control and soft contact inducement. Opposing him is Nabil Crismatt, 2-0, 2.14 ERA in limited duty, for Arizona, a reliever now converted starter whose small sample shows elite run suppression but little track record in this role. ESPN's matchup predictor gives the Giants a 57.7% win probability here, reflecting the edge of deeper rotation and home field familiarity. Bullpen strength leans San Francisco. Their relievers boast elite strand rates late, and Oracle's cozy dimensions help prevent big innings. Arizona's bullpen, while occasionally effective, lacks the track record to muscle through the Giants' rally-capable lineup when the game tilts. That leans value toward Giants team total and full-game ML scenarios when the starter falters. Offensively, the Diamondbacks roll behind Corbin Carroll, 30-hour, and high-contact tables from Geraldo Perdomo, .286 AVG, .384 OBP, good volume but limited XBH consistency. The Giants counter with Willie Adames, 27-hour, and Heliot Ramos, .269 AVG, .341 OBP, power and patience framed for quick payoff in tight games. San Francisco's offensive balance and run efficiency hold a slight edge. Sharp prop angles. Webb under 5.5 kiloseconds. Elite inning eater, low whiff profile. Crismatt over 4.5 kiloseconds, if he's attacking and working ahead in favorable counts. Adames over 1.5 total bases. Power bat in a controlled frame. Corbin Carroll anytime HR, long-term slugger with raw pop. Giants team total over 4.5, leverage edge if Crismatt exits early. Totals markets hover near 8 runs, lean under if this is clean baseball, Webb deep, efficient half innings or shift over if Crismatt can't navigate contact early and the pen racks up miss-sell damage. Best single bets. Lean Giants ML, with home run ceiling and bullpen coverage presenting sharp value. Play Adams TB over 1.5, moderate confidence prop with multi-base upside. SGP, parlay builds. Balanced. Giants ML plus Adams TB over plus under 8 total. Safe, correlated. Silver Bullet. Chrismat over Ks plus Carroll Hour plus over 8 total. High variance if as bats scrap early. High reward stack. Giants minus 1.5 plus Adams Hour plus Webb under Ks. Large payout if Giants crush early and Webb controls. Game narrative. First pitch. Webb dips 291 mph fastballs for Ks, early groove. In the second, Adams lines double off the wall. Ramos follows with single. Giants strike first. Chrismat works clean second inning, betting confidence. Mid-game, Adams is planted again, maybe a sac fly. Perdomo answers with a soft juice single. Webb commands 6 innings, approximately 85 pitches. Pendulum falls toward Giants. Late frames. Giants pen locks down, no drama. Props cash on TB and ML. Low total holds. The matchup opens with Garrett Crochet, boss towing the slab for Boston. A lefty who's been one of the league's best in 2025 with sub 3.00 era stuff, an elite strikeout profile, high K, 9, and outstanding first and second time through the order success. Opposing him in West Sacramento is Luis Morales Oak, the rookie righty who's flashed multi-pitch feel, a low era in limited looks, and surprisingly strong results in the minors to majors jump. He profiles as a high-variance opponent who can give the A's a chance to keep this tight early. Those probable starters are listed on the official previews for the series. This game's betting script lives and dies with command and bullpen leverage. Crochet gives Boston an early inning edge. He pounds the zone, gets whiffs on his breaking ball, and forces weak contact when ahead. Boston's bullpen has the veteran depth to turn late innings into shutdown windows. Their high-leverage relievers strand inherited runners at an above-average rate and can protect narrow leads. Oakland's pen, meanwhile, is a work in progress, a mixture of high-spin youngsters and swing-and-miss veterans but with spotty inherited runner prevention, which makes them vulnerable if Morales gets touched up in the middle innings. That bullpen contrast is a primary market mover to watch. Offensively, Boston plays textbook balanced attack, patient table setters who force pitchers to work and middle-order thumpers who punish mistakes. Trevor Story and Jarren Duran create OBP and situational runs while the middle of the order supplies the long ball. The A's offense is young and volatile, capable of a crooked inning but inconsistent over 9 frames. At Sutter Health Park, the A's will try to manufacture pressure via lineup speed and gap power while the Red Sox aim to grind counts and get into Morales' pitch count early. Those split tendencies make small, correlated props, starter Ks plus team totals particularly juicy. Player prop menu and analytics edges. Crochet's K ceiling makes Crochet over 6.5 kiloseconds an attractive target in many shop lines. His SWSTR percent and first inning punch get him there. Morales. Limited MLB sample makes Morales under 5.5 kiloseconds, under 4.5 IP sensible if books set aggressive lines. The safer play is to fade the rookie's length if the market overprices his ceiling. Offensively, Trevor Story over 1.5 total bases and Jarren Duran anytime on base are high-value pieces. Story sees pitches in the zone and drives barrels. Duran creates runs via on-base and speed. For Oakland, Shea Langeliers over 1.5 total bases or Tyler Soderstrom RBI make sense as contrarian plays if you expect Morales to avoid catastrophic walks and let the A's manufacture. Totals and market angles. The market here will likely settle in the mid-8s. Lean under if Crochet carries deep. He's shown consistent 6+ inning work and the A's offensive variance stays low. Lean over if Morales' first 3 innings show a high pitch count and Boston's lineup stacks multiple multi-hit innings. If books price Boston as a clear favorite, Look for value on Boston team totals and small correlated SGPs that pair crochet Ks with story TBs rather than a blunt full game parlay. MLB's probable pages and mainstream previews showed the matchup lean to Boston in pregame models. Best bets stakes sizing notes included. Primary lean. Boston ML, small, moderate, crochets control plus socks pen depth gives the safer edge. Prop play. Crochet over 6.5 kiloseconds, small stake, excellent risk, reward on most books. Team total play. Boss TT over 4.5, tiny to small, if Morales' first 2 innings are hittable live, this inflates. Contrarian snip. A's Morales under innings, small, if you want to hedge the rookie risk. SGP, parlay legs and structures correlation aware. Conservative SGP. Crochet 7 plus Ks plus story 1 plus hit plus under 9 total. Pairs pitching dominance with a single socks offensive anchor. Balanced builder. Boston ML plus crochet 7 plus Ks plus story 2 plus TB. Higher juice, correlated toward socks control plus story damage. Aggressive parlay. Boston minus 1.5 plus crochet 8 plus Ks plus story HR. High payout but requires dominant crochet and 1 long ball. In-game narrative flow, play-by-play visual, crochet opens with a 5-pitch first. K-looking slider that freezes the top of the A's order. Boston scratches a leadoff walk then cashes with a 2-out long single from Story in the 3rd. Morales battles through 4 frames but loses a hanger to a Sox slugger. The A's pen is called early and immediately faces high leverage stress, allowing Boston to tack on insurance. Crochet exits after 7 carved. Innings with 8 kiloseconds and a 2-1 lead. The Sox pen swallows the 8th and 9th. Closing the tilt. Props and SGPs tied to crochet and story cash, and the market confirms the pregame lean. Boston's depth and experience prevail. The sun sets on Coors Field for Game 11, and the tension is palpable as the Los Angeles Dodgers clash with the Colorado Rockies in a classic showdown, high-altitude offense versus rotation control. On the mound for Les Stands Bobby Miller, 8-5, 3.28 ERA. 135 kiloseconds in approximately 120 IP, a power-armed righty whose mid-90s fastball and sharp slider dominate early innings. His strikeout ceiling is elite. When he stays ahead, he's unhittable. The Rockies counter with Ty Block, 6-5, 4.15 ERA, a ground ball specialist relying on sinkers and cutters to neutralize the altitude, but lacking elite swing and miss. Both pitchers offer contrasting strengths. Miller's strikeout jet fuel versus Block's contact minimization. Betting markets favor the Dodgers, with models giving them about a 60% win probability due to Miller's K upside and bullpen command. Oddsmakers mirror that angle. Dodgers ML sits around minus 180, Rockies fall between plus 150 to plus 160, and the total ranges from 10 to 10.5. Some sharps are already adjusting based on Miller's recent form, which includes back-to-back 7+ K, 6+ inning outings. ESPN.com, MLB.com. Bullpen context. The Dodgers relievers have a savage strikeout profile and hold inherited runners at an elite rate, particularly when protecting a lead in the late innings. The Rockies' bullpen, however, has been inconsistent, often overused at Coors and prone to long innings. If Miller departs early, bullpen leverage significantly shifts to LA, especially with their multi-tiered arm strength. If Block struggles early, Rockies' pen becomes a liability and inflates scoring potential fast. Offensively, this is where Coors' magic becomes real. LA brings depth. Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Teoscar Hernandez, but lose altitude suppression away from home. At Coors, Rockies' bats revive. C.J. Cron, Brendan Rodgers, and Ezequiel Tovar have daytime ops rising 80 points over road splits. The Dodgers still have power advantage, but Rockies' home run opportunity rises dramatically with altitude correction. That dynamic drives both props and correlated bets near coin flip zones. Prop angles of value to target. Miller over 6.5 kiloseconds, sharp value if his fastball command holds in early innings. Block under 5.5 kiloseconds under 5 innings, strong fade if he struggles to spin velocity at altitude. Cron anytime HR, big payoff if he gets a hanging slider to launch. Bets over 1.5 total bases, high contact and pull leverage. Dodgers team total over 5.5, becomes jammed value if block exits early or Coors enables extra base runs. Totals float around 10-10.5, which is not bad given Coors' environment. Lean over 10.5 if Miller exits early or Rockies strike early. Lean under 10 if Miller dominates through 7 and Rockies lineup remains water. Best single bets. Lean Dodgers ML. Anchor lean with rotation and bullpen depth. Play Miller over 6.5 kiloseconds. Excellent risk-reward as a standalone. SGP parlay builds. Core SGP. Dodgers ML plus Miller over Ks plus bets TB over. Balanced build. Cron hour tiny plus Dodgers ML plus under 10.5, paying if both pitchers control lengths. High upside parlay. Rockies ML plus Cron hour plus over 11 total, extreme rebalance for explosive Coors show. The Diamond Lights flare as Camden Yards or PNC Park depending on the home assignment, hosts an Orioles-Pirates tilt that reads like September theater. Veteran offense against a hungry, underdog club that will swing for momentum. On paper the starting pitching keynotes are straightforward. Baltimore will send a veteran control starter who lives on first pitch strikes, sequencing in soft contact outs. Pittsburgh counters with a younger power arm who brings swing and miss upside but bursts of inconsistency. That contrast, control versus volatility, is the betting hinge for the whole contest. For bettors, the critical early question is which starter forces the other into high pitch counts. The one who survives past the 5th inning handcuffs the opponent's bullpen usage and opens cleaner value on team totals and late inning MLs. Bullpen strength favors the Orioles in most autumn scripts. Their late innings staff has been one of the league's better units at stranding inherited runners and missing bats in the 7th, 8th, 9th sequence. Pittsburgh's relief core shows flashes, a shutdown arm or two, but overall the Bucks have been below league average in high leverage era and inherited runner prevention. That means if the Pirates' starter exits early with the game tied or trailing, the market should very often overreact to short-term noise and inflate Baltimore team total lines. That's where spot value lives. Offensively, Baltimore blends patient table setters and middle order power. The top of the order gets on base at a better clip, creating RBI chances for the thumpers in slots 3 through 5. Expect isolated power plays. Long ball props for the middle order are always live when the starter leaves meat over the plate. Pittsburgh compensates with speed and gap power, small ball, hit and run pressure, and the occasional over-the-fence shocker from their power pieces. On paper, this is a matchup where Baltimore's disciplined approach will try to work counts, while Pittsburgh attempts to manufacture crooked innings via speed and opportunistic extra base hits. Player props to hunt. If you see the veteran Baltimore starter listed, target Pirates hitters with total bases lines plus TB early as leverage. The young arm will nibble and leave offerings. Conversely, if the Pirates' power arm starts, Baltimore middle order HR props, single small stakes pay off if the youngster misses and leaves fastballs up. Strikeout markets. Pirates starter over 6.5 kiloseconds is attractive when the line is soft. The Orioles' contact profile is mixed and gives swing and miss upside. For the Orioles starter, under 5.5 kiloseconds is a fade if he's a pitch to contact type, cashing cheaper, lower risk tickets that rely on control, not whiffs. Totals thinking. The book will angle totals based on the Coors-like fear of a juiced park if that were the case, but in this matchup the smart lean is conditional. If the Orioles veteran takes the mound and posts early control, under 8.5 is the smarter play. If the young Pirate flamethrower starts, expect higher pitch counts and bullpen exposure, so over 8.5 gains traction. Watch the first inning run value and the 2 through 4 inning run environment. If either team spikes early, the live total will move fast and parlay juice will compress. Best bets and sizing. Lean, small, moderate, Orioles team total over 3.5 if the Pirates starters' recent splits show increased hard contact. This exploits bullpen volatility. Safe small play. Veteran Orioles starter under Ks if he's a contact guy, lower variance. High value prop. Pirates starter over 6.5 kiloseconds at plus money. Target mid-sized stake if you believe in his whiff arsenal. Contrarian. Small stake on Pirates ML if the line inflates late and the Orioles' favorite price is juiced beyond implied win probability. SGP and parlay builds correlation aware. Conservative SGP. Orioles ML plus Orioles team total over 3.5 plus veteran starter under 5.5 kiloseconds. Pairs team win with offensive pressure and low whiff starter. Balanced builder. Pirates ML plus Pirates starter over 6.5 kiloseconds plus Pirates team total over 3.5. Attacks volatility and ballast with run. Support. High variance parlay. Orioles minus 1.5 plus Orioles middle order hour plus over 9 total. Big payout if Baltimore dominates and both bullpens trade zeros. The Bronx beckons as the New York Yankees host the Detroit Tigers in a late season dust-up loaded with betting intrigue. Yankees start Carlos Rodon, 11-7, 3.07 ERA, 175 kiloseconds in approximately 145 IP, a lefty ace with elite swing and miss arsenal thanks to his high spin slider and well-located four-seam. Rodon excels when he works fast, misses bats, and avoids homer territory. Detroit counters with Matt Manning, 7-9, 3.60 ERA, 141 kiloseconds in approximately 130 IP, a righty with a mid-90s fastball and sharp off-speed repertoire. His K upside is legit, but control can wobble under pressure. This is a high-leverage, strikeout duel, pitched against the backdrop of Yankee firepower and a Tigers pen that's bankrupted the back half of games. Bullpen leverage lands strongly in New York's corner. Their late-inning arms, led by Jonathan Loaisiga, have elite strikeout per inning rates and sustain high inherited run prevention. Detroit's bullpen has improved, but continues to concede damage in high-leverage spots, especially when facing a lineup that emphasizes patience and power like New York. That edge alone often justifies sizing towards Yankees team totals and late-run transitions. Offensively, the Yankees are lethal when they see strikes. Aaron Judge, 46 HR, .990 ops, and Juan Soto, 36 HR, .962 ops, anchor a lineup that burns mistakes and keeps plate discipline high. Detroit counters with limited but happy matchups. Akil Baddoo's speed and Eric Haas's occasional pop offer offensive potential, but consistency is thin. The Yanks hold a clear lineup edge, especially if Manning falters early. Key prop angles. Rodon over 6.5 kiloseconds, high strikeout upside at plus juice if it's available. Manning over 5.5 kiloseconds, underrated K profile when his fastball curve sits. Judge HR anytime, plus money safety net with elite power. Soto over 1.5 total bases, consistent multi-base threat. Yankees team total over 5.5, value if Manning struggles or leaves early. Market context. Public models peg Yankees at approximately 64% win probability. Oddsmaker consensus shows Yankees ML around minus 200. Tigers plus 170, with the total in the realm of 8.59 runs. Sharp money is flowing towards Rodon overs and Yankees team total overs, while some contrarian sharp float suggests Manning under Ks at select books where lines overcorrect for UV volume. Oddshark.com, ActionNetwork.com. Best bets. Lean Yankees ML. Strong foundation given rotation, pen, home edge. Play Rodon over 6.5 kiloseconds, high confidence plus money value. Play Judge HR, smart value, one swing potential. SGP, parlay ideas. Balanced SGP. Yankees ML plus Rodon over K's plus Judge TB over. Split stack. Yankees TT over 5.5 plus Manning under 5.5 kiloseconds plus Soto TB over. High variance parlay. Yankees minus 1.5 plus Judge hour plus over 9 total, big payout if scoring erupts. Game flow narrative. First inning. Rodon pounds the zone, K's the side, and gets a double play grounder. Manning answers with a 1-2-3 frame, fastball command alive. Mid-game, Judge slug launches a high fly for early insurance, Soto doubles. Manning struggles with pitch count and exits after 4. Yankees add 1 via sac fly. Late frames. Loaisaga locks it down, striking out 2 in the 9th. Props cash. Totals stay rational, and the Yankees control the night on the strength of elite pitching power and a disciplined offensive approach. This series typically features premium arms on both sides, and the betting hinge is always who your book lists as the official starter. If Toronto hands the ball to an established starter, their usual rotation pieces who attack the zone and create whiffs, the Blue Jays automatically shape as favorites because the Rogers center suppresses evening carry and rewards well-located breaking stuff. Conversely, Houston's rotation depth and bullpen firepower make them a live dog on the road if the Jays tab a rookie or an off-day vet. Early market reads and pick packages from handicappers show books pricing this as a tight battle with juiced lines on both team totals until the starters print, which is why agility on live markets matters here. Bullpens are the second, decisive chapter. Houston's late relief has been the backbone of many wins this year. High strikeout per 9 and strong inherited runner prevention when their primary arms are available, which makes them dangerous in close late frames. Toronto's pen is less volatile overall but leans on matchups. When their higher leverage guys are rested, Toronto is comfortable handcuffing rallies. That bullpen contrast is the market's soft spot. If the Astros show fresher arms on the wire, the live price on Houston ML and team totals will compress. If Toronto's bridges are rested, look to the Jays for safer late-game plays. Wager Talk and other handicappers emphasize monitoring last night usage to spot this swing. Offense and analytics. The Jays lineup blends patient OBP work with middle-order barrelers who punish mistakes. They score through walks plus hard contact combo and have above-average run creation (WRC+) against righties in their home splits. The Astros counter with elite launch angle power and multi-platoon depth. Their middle order turns nothing into something with one mistake pitch. Team sprint speeds and stolen base aggression are a lesser factor here. Both clubs rely on the long ball and lineup depth to create crooked innings. OddsShark's historical splits show this pairing historically trends toward lower margins when the starter matchups are balanced, but the totals tick upward when either starter gets knocked early. Player props to prioritize. On the pitching side, starter Ks are your first lever. Back the starter with the higher swing and miss profile. Look for SWSTR% and CSW lines in books. If the Jays go with a chop and tuck control arm, favor Astros hitters TB RBI props, they punish mistakes. If Houston opens a high spin strikeout starter, pivot to Blue Jays team total and specific hitters TB. Hitter props of interest. Anyone in Houston's middle order for anytime hour, they've been juiced in the last 2 weeks, and for Toronto look at the top of order guys for 1+ TB runs scored because their OBP shapes create RBI chances. Total bases props on both sides move fast. Use them as hedges in SGPs rather than primary legs. Totals and market angles. Books typically open this one in the mid-8 to 9 run range pre-starter and then react. My market playbook. If the starter on the short end of the leash is listed for either team, immediately tilt to that opponent's team total over and to starter K overs for the opponent. If both starters are high quality, flip to an under lean and target hitter TB props that isolate the 1 or 2 names most likely to break the game open. Pick dogs and other handicappers often publish correlated SGPs that mirror this logic. Use them as templates. then size based on how the starter reads at the 2 to 3 hour mark. Best bets and SGP builds size responsibly. Primary lean, moderate, back the team whose starter is the proven high K arm. Take the starter K over and pair it with opponent team total over if the starter's pitch count looks balloon prone. Conservative SGP. Favorite ML plus favorite team total over, under depending on starter quality plus top hitter 1 plus TB. Aggressive SGP, parlay. Favorite minus 1.5 plus favorite starter 7 plus Ks plus anytime HR from the opponent's middle order, big payoff if a starter dominates and the other's pen melts. Always hedge the parlay with a single hitter prop to recover a partial stake if the game goes tight. Game 15. White Sox vs. Rays, and as of official listings, the White Sox haven't yet confirmed their starting pitcher, TBD, while the Rays will roll with Yoendrys Gomez, 3-2, 4.79 ERA, 40 kiloseconds. That may shift the early betting lean, but the initial heavy, based on Dimer's modeling, gives the Rays a sizable 69% win probability over the Sox's 31%, setting up a market's narrative dominated by Tampa Bay. Pitching and bullpen dynamics. Rays. Gomez brings a middling ERA and moderate strikeout rate. He succeeds when his fastball curve combo lands and he keeps it under control, but his inconsistency gives Sox live upsides. Tampa's bullpen, however, is deep and hungry, delivering aggressive high-leverage execution, a live edge if Gomez exits early. White Sox TBD starter, without a confirmed starter, either a veteran or prospect could start. If the Sox hand it to a strikeout-armed rookie, that shifts the game toward volatility and high split upside. If it's a low strikeout control vet, lean to the underside of props and totals as the Rays may outfoot the offense over frames. Offensive outlook. White Sox. Burning value comes from Miguel Vargas, 12 HR, 40 RBI, and Luis Robert Jr., power, speed twin, both fit underdog upside if the raspy starter can't stay clean. Recent form also matters. Dimer's notes Sox have hit the over total at about 35% of their games and thrive when they surge on offense even when unlikely favorites. Rays. The league's best analytical offense, balanced between OBP context and middle order launchers. Lean targets. Junior Caminero, 25 HR, 65 RBI, and Yandy Diaz, .293 with patience, both reliable props regardless of starter. Total and market angles. Dimer's 69% modeling for Tampa Bay indicates sharp implied lines. Sportsbooks may initially list Rays around minus 225 megaliters. Totals likely open in the 8.59 range. Lean adjustments. Under 9 if Sox starter is Kraft, control guy and Gomez stays efficient. Over 9.5 if Sox starter is TBD rookie, exposed arm or Gomez begins skittish with traffic. Dimers and other models suggest live money is folding into Rays ML plus team total over plus Gomez Ks if starter is under pressure. Prop plays and edges. Gomez over 5.5 kiloseconds. Value tier if Sox contact profile is aggressive. White Sox TBD starter under 5.5 kiloseconds. If rookie tossed or shaky arm, exploit volatility. Caminero TB over 1.5. Power plus patience equals good ROI. Vargas anytime HR. Deep, low stakes surfboard for Sox scoring. Rays team total over 4.5. If Sox starter is pitch limited. SGP, parlay legs suggestions. Conservative SGP. Rays ML plus Caminero 1 plus TB plus under 9 total, balances offense and pitching control. Balanced build. Rays ML plus Gomez 6 plus Ks plus Vargas hour, small combining control with potential Sox spark. High reward stack. Sox ML, size small, plus Vargas hour plus under 10.5 total. Contrarian crash, rare but lucrative if Sox starter locks. Game flow narrative. First inning might define momentum. If the Sox starter looks sharp, early counts, candy zone, Sox offense scores via Vargas or Robert. If Rays get first punch, Caminero or Diaz tacks early, the Sox bullpen, depth TBD, faces pressure. Mid-game. Gomez's effectiveness versus lefties drives swing. Get 5 innings and break. Under 5 and game slides fast. Late innings. Rays pen usually locks late. Sox pen remains matchup dependent. Value lies in spotting their key arm status at game time. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't just watch the game.